This is an authentic ancient text from the 1800s BCE. We're reading today the record of a lawsuit between Enam Asher and Suinada. It is the longest of the old Assyrian texts that has survived to this time, and it is one high in emotion. Suinada is accusing Enam Asher of theft. Enam Asher then responds. It's, no reason to summarize it. Let's just read it. The text begins, in accordance with the verdict of the primary assembly of the Kanesh harbor, Suinada questioned Enam Asher. Suinada said as follows to Enam Asher. While I and my maidservant stayed in Kanesh, you went off to Durhumut, and though I owe you nothing, you acted high-handedly and entered my guest house and took out 2 containers sealed by me as well as other objects. Within my containers were 1 tablet stating that Ishtar and Suinada owe 12 2/3 mina of silver to Alam, 1 tablet stating that Suinada owes 10 minas of silver to the merchant, 1 tablet saying that Ishtar stands as guarantor for this debt, 1 tablet stating that Suinada and Shamash Tapai owe half mina of silver to Shalim Ahum. Suinada is the guarantor. 1 tablet regarding half mina and 3.5 shekels of silver, the working capital of Idisin. 1 tablet regarding 15 shekels of silver, the debt of Shuma Ibsi. 1 tablet, 15 shekels of silver, the debt of Bullet Belly. 1 tablet, 15 shekels of silver, the debt of Hidati. 1 tablet on 4 3/4 mina of silver, the debt of Shamash Tapai. 1 tablet regarding 1 talent 20 minas of fine copper, the debt of Dadiah. 1 tablet regarding 1 talent 2 minas of fine copper, the debt of Idisin. 1 tablet regarding 1 talent of fine copper, the debt of Kikidanum. 1 tablet regarding 2 talents of fine copper that Suinada and Shalim Assur, son of Adiah, owe to the merchant, and for which Suinada is the guarantor. 1 tablet regarding 40 minas of poor copper and 7 minas of fine copper, Adudadi. 1 tablet regarding 40 minas of poor copper, the debt of Lipid Ishtar, Puhsia, and Shuenlil. 1 tablet regarding 30 minas of fine copper, the working capital of Ataya. 1 tablet stating that Ilibani, son of Yahya, and Asher Mutabil, your brother, have been paid in full the 30 talents plus 5 talents of fine copper that was the purchase price of the Assur document, and that your attorney Enam Asher also assisted them. 1 tablet stating that Ilibani and Asher Mutabil, your brother, gave me the 30 talents of fine copper of the Assur documents, and that I stand as guarantor for the 30 talents of fine copper for the debt of Ishtar to Dadshushu, the Alhani official. 1 tablet stating that you have bought Ashudu and her daughter Teresa as slaves. Further, tablets belonging to strangers, which they had deposited with me for safekeeping, including 1 tablet sealed by Shalim Ahum, stating that on his own authority Shalim Ahum has taken 1.5 mina of silver from the silver of Ikupiah, son of Akiah. 1 tablet sealed by Ikupiah, son of Akiah, stating that he will not raise claim against Azua, son of Idiah, for 1 mina of silver. 1 tablet of Asher Malik, son of Ishtikal, left with me. 1 tablet of Amr Ishtar, son of Halabum, left with me. 1 tablet that was a verdict passed by the Durhumut harbor authorities that Ataya left with me. 1 seal belonging to Ishtar, son of Ashurnada, while he was still alive. 4 shareholders placed it under seal and entrusted it to me. The seal of Shamash Tapai was entrusted to me under the seals of 3 shareholders' employees. Further, my witness tablets, whether concerning you or concerning Ishtar, which they certified at the gate of the god, my tablets, my Assur documents, as well as my memoranda concerning a lot of copper. All this was placed under seal in my 2 containers, and the sealed containers and other objects in der Hummet. You entered my guest house and high-handedly took all this out. Now note, nothing in the inventory is money. Nothing in the inventory is directly something of value. Everything listed in that inventory is a clay tablet with writing. Honestly, the sort that archaeologists would love to get their hands on. He is being accused of having stolen a bunch of receipts, records, and contracts. Why would you steal a bunch of receipts, records, and contracts? It doesn't say. I assume that it's the goal would be, in theory, to wipe the slate clean, to pretend that this or that debt was not actually owed. But there are so very many tablets cited here, and good on him for knowing everything that's in his file cabinet. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't know everything in my own file cabinet, but these guys are a lot more with it than I think most modern businessmen are. Anyway, that is the heart of what is at dispute here. The complaint by Suinada continues, saying, "Produce for me this very day the 2 containers under my seal and the other objects, and let us carry them to the harbor assembly, so that the Kanesh harbor may add its seal to mine, and so that you and I on this very day may leave for the city," where the city is the city of Asher, where the city assembly and our Lord, the god Asher, may surely clear us. The next bit then returns to the voice of the legal clerk to say, "In accordance with the verdict of the primary assembly of the Kanesh harbor, Enam Asher answered Suinada. Enam Asher said as follows to Suinada: When my agent Idi Ishtar died 3 years ago, and in spite of the fact that you had no claim on either me or my agent Idi Ishtar, without the permission of either the harbor or the merchants present there, you high-handedly entered the house of my agent Idi Ishtar in the Derhermit harbor, he who owed some 5 talents of silver or more to me, and you robbed the strong room of my agent. Ever since then, I've been chasing you and repeatedly set witnesses for you, and they have bound you over. 3 years have now passed, and the Kanesh harbor has learned of your robbery and your lies, and after they have had you yourself and your partners extradited to the Kanesh harbor, and I have stated formally under oath in the Kanesh harbor to you and your partners the facts about the robbery and the lies, and after our tablets were written out a month ago and were entrusted to the bureau of the harbor, stating that I have not entered your house and have not taken anything belonging to you. After all this, you go on asking me questions in court concerning all these many tablets. You witnesses who have sworn by the city of Asher, carry my case to the assembly of the city and my lord on the grounds that I've stated formally under oath to him the robbery and these lies, and that he still questions me in court. Do not cheat me, and do not ask me these questions. Come on, let them entrust the tablet about us for transportation. Let the city assembly and the king of Asher clear us." The Kanesh harbor gave us as witnesses to these proceedings, and we gave our testimony before Asher's dagger. Witnessed by Azu, son of Puzur Asher, witnessed by Ilbrat Bani, son of Asher Malek. Dadiah, son of Nimar Ishtar, was our partner. Seal of Azu, son of Puzur Asher. Seal of Ilbrat Bani, son of Asher Malek. For these proceedings, the Kanesh harbor gave us as witnesses, and we gave our testimony before Asher's dagger. Dadiah, son of Nimar Ishtar, was our partner. Now, that word being translated harbor, that is karam, and harbor is is sort of a funny word. Trade colony is sort of a funny word. There's not really a solid English word that totally conveys what a quorum is. But yes, that is the trade district of Kanesh, run by the Assyrian merchants. And here we see a wonderful example of how they managed their own internal conflicts through their own internal courts. And we see to what extent they really considered these colonial courts to very much be extensions of the legal system of the city of Asher. This is, remember, many hundreds of years before the Assyrian Empire was ever built. This was purely a trade system where convoys would leave from the city of Asher, set up long-term trade outposts throughout Anatolia and other parts of the Middle East, and then they would do business. So this is quite a lot of money on the table with all of these different contracts supposedly being stolen. And if we believe Enam Asher, who is of course our protagonist through this little series, then he is the one who is being accused of quite a lot unjustly, while he himself has been wronged. Now, because we only have this one trial document, we don't have larger context around this. We don't have as much larger context around this as we would like. Because of that, we struggle to say who was exactly in the right. We see a lot from Enam Asher, but we see people complaining about him. Assur is the famous one for being complained about, but in fact, we see that Enam Asher has at least as many complaints, probably more, lodged against him than poor Assur ever did, though that is a function of us having hundreds of Enam Asher tablets and only a handful of Assur tablets. I did do Assur over on the full Oldest Stories podcast, so I don't think I'll cover him here, as much fun as good old Assur is, but this is yet another Karam Kanesh text. I quite like Karam Kanesh texts, but we will have other texts as well. So let me know in the comments, do you want the next one to be religious? Do you want it to be magic? Do you want it to be something royal about conquests? I do listen to those comments, even if it does sometimes take me a while to hunt down and record just the right one. Make sure to give me a like and subscribe, tell your friends, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you for listening.